good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Airship Aviation. Can someone confirm if I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Good
sir.
Yeah,
afternoon, sir. Audible.
audible.
Okay, thank you so much. I can see some familiar names here. All right, all right, guys. So this is just a very short pep talk on nothing very specific as such. However, yet a very important uh, and topic which is of concern to all of you. I'm sure the 28 odd people that we have on our meet today. It's going to be a mix of CPL holders. Some of you would have already cleared some of the other airline entrance examination and probably are in the midway of the selection process. So we'll just keep the discussion a bit short and I'll leave more space for the questions that you may be having. All right. So as the invite was sent out, it's more of a conversation as to when can we practically expect the next pilot vacancies and how the aviation scenario looks like. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, excuse me for the fact that I cannot share my name and my video here because of the way the restrictions are set up on the organization for which I work for. However, I've been in aviation from the last 18 years. I've got more than 10,000 hours of experience with more than 7,500 hours of PIC experience. I've flown the Airbuses and I've also flown the Boeing wide bodies. Okay. How many of you uh, have cleared, let's say, the Air India Express or the Indigo written examination, whether you are type rated or you are CPL holders? How many of you? I just want you to raise your hands. You need not unmute yourself and tell me. Okay. So there are a bunch of, yeah, Lisandro, I remember your name.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. So everyone else who's not raised their hands, I'm assuming that are you all like you've all cleared your CPL examination, or are you all some of you have just cleared, given your 12th class board examinations and are planning to enter the CPL field? How many of you are there who are planning to enter CPL at this stage? Aryan, you're the one. All right. So guys, as you all would be already aware that last week of December 2024 to roughly around first week of January, Air India Express had come out with the vacancies uh, for both CPL holders and for those who are 737 type rated. Okay, so people applied. They sat for the examination. The moment the examination was over, the written exam, subsequently the selection process has been slowed down quite a bit. There are multiple reports which are coming in. Some people say that the batch has been altogether cancelled and the airline is not really using the word cancelled. And more than 90% of the people who had sat for the examination were unfortunately sent a regret mail that they have not moved on to the second stage. Very handful people, very handful, were given a congratulatory email of moving on to the next stage. However, even those people who got this congratulatory email, subsequently, no further stage or you know, the subsequent stages are your GD and your psychometric exam. All those stages have also not been completed. Somewhat similar thing has also been happening with Indigo. Uh, the candidates who had cleared the Indigo written examination and subsequently the adapt psychometric format and then followed by the GD and the interview. There are guys in Indigo who have cleared all four, and despite clearing, they're still waiting at home, waiting to hear from the airline to give them a joining date. At the same time, there are guys who, from last year, October, November onwards, have cleared their returns, have cleared the interview, and after the interview, I mean, not interview, after the written, they went for their adapt, but then after adapt, nothing has happened. So there are many guys who are stuck at different various stages. So why I'm bringing these two examples for of Air India Express and Indigo is just to kind of pacify or in a way tell you guys that this is not a cause of worry. These are just momentary fluctuations which are happening in the industry, as you all would be generally aware of the geopolitical situations which are happening. Okay. Uh, so what is happening nowadays on our western front is something which has just come up in the last 10 days. Apart from that, uh, there you know, Air India Group alone has an order of more than 470 aircrafts, which they had placed last year. Indigo had placed an order of 500 aircrafts. So I want you to imagine the scale of aircrafts which are expected to join Indian aviation in the next 5 to 10 years. On an average, it is considered that a 320 or a 737, which is basically a narrow body aircrafts, they need an average set an average number of set of pilots which are required to man an aircraft for about 13 to 14 hours a day is around 5 to 6. So if you consider 500, almost let's say 700 narrow bodies to be coming to India in the next 10 years, uh, combined both Indigo and Air India together, and five sets of pilots means five captains and five first officers. So one captain and first officer is called one set. So five sets for each aircraft and 700 aircraft joining in the next 10. So you can do the math. So by this figure alone, you need 3,500 pilots. But again, don't get me wrong, we don't need 3,500 pilots in just a matter of 6 months or 1 year. It is going to be over the period of next 5 years to 7 years. And this is just narrow body alone. There are wide body aircrafts which are separate. Like Air India has almost close to about 100 aircrafts, 100 aircraft orders for wide bodies, a mix of both Boeing 777, 787s, and Airbus 350s. And now even Indigo has jumped into the foray. They have already placed firm orders of 30 350s with 70 uh, purchase rights. So tomorrow, if they wish to increase their orders, they can always convert these rights into firm orders. So all in all, close to around 150 wide body orders. Now, on a wide body, depending on what kind of operations are you planning to start flights to US or to Canada, average figure which is taken for calculation of how many pilots would be required to fly one aircraft is around 10 to 11. So if there are 150 aircraft which are on order, around 10, let's take for the ease of math, you straight away need another 1,500 pilots. So 3,500 on narrow body, 1,500 on wide body. Now these values are not sacrosanct, okay? This is just to give you a close approximation of the number of pilots which would be needed in the next 5 to 10 years is around 5,000. So there is never going to be a time when, when I can say, ki, okay, uh, there are no jobs in 2025 or 2026, and then in 2027, suddenly there will be so many jobs. That's not how the market works. So these jobs, these vacancies are going to be a regular feature. They're going to keep coming. The only thing that all of us have no control over is the fact that many a times the pace of these vacancies may vary. Okay. So like Indigo came out with back-to-back vacancies last year, and the last one being somewhere around in October, and the candidates are still undergoing the different selection stages as we speak, as on date. So they're still undergoing. Now, why has Indigo slowed it down? Well, uh, primarily it's because of exactly, we don't know. Please understand, there are aircraft order delivery delays which are happening. Secondly, the most critical part, which is going to happen in the next 2 months, for which the airlines are really worried, and they really can't do anything about it now, is the introduction of the new FDTL. All right, so the new FDTL. So, do you know when is the new FDTL gonna be implemented? Who can
It's
tell me?
July.
Yeah, that's 1st of July. What are the important changes? Can someone enlighten?
I think they've changed the definition of night time and duty time.
Yes, they have. They've, in fact, not definition. They've
Sir,
increased the rest period in a weekly
basically,
rest.
uh,
Yeah. Yes,
sir,
Rakesh.
basically they've increased the rest period from 36 to 48 hours per week. That's one,
Mm-hmm.
and no more than two landings per night, like night time during night.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are major changes.
All right. So, after a lot of hue and cry from the pilot community and back and forth fighting in the high courts and various other courts across the country, finally, after a very long time, there was a very pro-pilot DTL, which was announced that it will be implemented. The implementation date has been set as 1st of July. So about 70 to 80% of it will be implemented by first, and the remaining 20% will be implemented by the end of this year, somewhere around October, November. So the main pain point for an airline, okay, now please understand, Indigo. Indigo fundamentally works on a concept of squeezing in as many sectors, as many landings uh, in that prescribed flight duty time. And also, Indigo is one of the market leaders when it came to utilizing or launching or flying at unearthly hours. Unearthly hours are after midnight until 5 o'clock in the morning. So they had a crazy amount of flights during these times also. So when everyone was asleep, Indigo used to fly a lot. So now imagine an airline which used to fly thousands of flights per week during this time will now have to face the brunt of these new FDTL schemes, which are restricting you that you cannot have more than two midnight landings consecutively. Until yesterday, they were having more than two because there was no restriction on it. Now they will be restricted after 1st of July. Your weekly rest periods have been increased from 36 to 48 hours. Okay, so these things are going to. So, because of this new DTL, there are only two possibilities. If you are not going to increase your number of pilots, you have no option in that case but to reduce your number of flights. If you reduce your number of flights, then what's going to happen? Your revenue is going to go down. If your revenue goes down, your profit goes down. And this is not a Sarkari company. This is not what they are going to do. This is not what anybody is going to do. Even not just Indigo. The same goes for Air India as well. Okay. So now this is either one of the options, which is not making any economic sense. Then what are you left with? You're only left with the second option, which is I'm not reducing my number of flights. So let's say if Indigo used to operate, let's say hypothetically, 1,000 flights per week, for which they needed 3,000 pilots. I mean, I'm just using some random figures. Now, to maintain that same 1,000 flights per week after 1st of July, because the new DTL would have been implemented, they would now be needing 3,500 or maybe 4,000 or maybe 4,500 of pilots. Why? Because there are many clauses, two of which we spoke about. So anyone who's interested to know in the DTL, right now our conversation is not regarding DTL, so I'm not going to go too deep into it because otherwise it's all available on the internet. Two of the very important things are your rest period, which as of day for a weekly rest is only 36 hours, which includes 2 nights. After 1st of July, this rest period is going to be increased to 48 hours. Okay. Today, I can fly consecutively more than two midnight landings or departures as well. After 1st of July, I will not be able to do. So when the FDTL is going to be more restrictive for an airline, they will have to deploy more resources. They will have to. So that is why if Indigo is running the show with 3,000 pilots covering 1,000 flights per week after 1st of July, 110%, they will need more pilots. How many more? I don't know. That is something which is done at a statistical level. I have no data to say or comment anything. But what I'm trying to tell you is this DTL has come out as a boon for you all. It has come out as a boon for me as well because I will get to rest more at home. But however, how it is going to be beneficial for you all, for most of you kids who are still waiting to either finish the CPL or to get a job in the airline is because the demand will increase. Okay. So there is going to be a definite increase in demand. It is important that you all are ready. You all are proactive. You need to subscribe. You need to join respectable result-oriented organizations such as Airship Aviation here. We are relatively new in the market, so a lot of people have not heard about us. Uh, you know, uh, don't waste time sitting at home. Please don't waste time that you are going to go to place X or a place organization Y only after Indigo or Air India has come out with a vacancy. Just like last year, I'm sure most of you would have already seen when the vacancies come, they come back to back. Like Air India came out in 2022, 4 to 5 months regularly. After every month and a half, they had a vacancy. In 2022, I don't know how many of you are aware of that time. Then Indigo last year, back to back, there were 2 to 3 vacancies. Right now, there is a lull, but this lull is not going to continue forever. Okay. These things are very variable. Right now, there is a lull because there is an India-Pakistan disturbance going on in the western side. So a lot of flights have been cancelled. Okay. Previously, the Middle East region was all disturbed. There was a geopolitical tension happening with Israel and the area around it. Iran area was also disturbed. And please understand one another thing. You have two major aircraft manufacturers, Boeing and Airbus. Airbus, with the grace of God, has not been having any aircraft related scrutiny issues. Okay. Airbus is dealing with its own issue, which is they are not able. I mean, they've received so many orders from across the world that they are not able to keep up with the pace at which they should be delivering the aircraft. Like Indigo itself, Indigo has bloody blocked the whole Airbus assembly line by ordering 500 A320 jets. Okay. So I don't know. I've been to Toulouse. I've seen the assembly line because for the organizations that have flown previously and the one currently, I got opportunity to go and see the facility myself. Every second or third tail in the assembly line in Airbus is painted with indigo. Okay. So they are having aircrafts many a time, uh, due to unforeseen situations, Airbus is not able to deliver the aircrafts on time to Indigo. So this is one of the reasons that Indigo also slows down in their recruitment process. So ये temporary है. This will only be for a month, 2 months, 4 months, 5 months. And then again, you will see when it starts, it will start back to back. Similarly, in Air India is also dealing with another issue. When I say Air India, I also am trying to say Air India Express. Like Air India Express is a very Boeing heavy airline. The they've placed a lot of order for the 737 uh, Max and the main Air India. They've also placed wide body orders for 777X and 787. Now, all of you who are vividly interested in aviation, I'm sure you all know what's happening with 777X plan. It is already running delayed by about 7 to 8 years, right? So Boeing is having a different problem altogether. Every month or every 2 months, you will see come across a news that FAA, the American regulator, the Federal Aviation Administration, they conduct a sort of an audit on Boeing's facilities, and then they find something. Let's say there is something wrong with the strength of the fuselage, or there is something wrong with the nacelle, which connects the engines to the lower part of the wings. Either they will detect a sort of crack somewhere, and then what happens is they issue a directive. The moment they issue a directive, Boeing is forced to recall their aircrafts or ground their aircrafts across the world, and this leads to delivery delays. So now, because of these delivery delays, there is no point in an airline which is very Boeing heavy. So like Express, okay, which Akasa, other airline, Akasa and Express, who are very Boeing heavy airlines, if they are not going to get the deliveries of aircrafts from the manufacturer, please tell me, in you know in all our sane minds, would you go ahead and hire people and then pay them salaries worth a lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakhs, or stipend, and give them all the facilities while they are just sitting at home? You can't do that. Okay. So for Boeing, for Express, primarily, the vacancies which they had come out with in the last week of December and the first week of January, the primary reason for them to go very slow in these vacancies, or practically you may call that they'll have literally canceled this vacancy altogether. They've not said it in as clear terms, but they practically considered this vacancy as null and void. Why? Why have they done it? They have done it because they already have many pilots on Boeing, and the speed at which they are receiving their 737 Maxes is not what they had hoped for. They were hoping that the Maxes will come even faster. Then it would have made sense. Okay. So anyone who is planning to go for a 737 type rating subsequently or is type rated, please don't feel disheartened. Okay. These are cyclical things, they keep happening. India is the third largest aviation market. Akasa alone has placed 150 aircraft orders, Air India 470, Indigo 500. And yes, Air India not just 470. After 470, they had placed another, I guess, another 50 aircraft orders for another set of wide bodies, 350s and Airbus 321s. And these orders are only going to increase. Please understand, they're only going to increase. They're not going to go down. So every one of you who's here on this meeting, it is important for you to decide, take a call, enroll in an organization, uh, and not waste this time. You would be making a grave mistake if you're going to wait for the day when the vacancies are out and then take a call. बहुत लेट हो जाएगा तब तक. this war which you see right now when you switch on your TV programs is not going to be there for more than a week or 10 days or 15 days. Okay, this is not going to be like the Russia-Ukraine thing. This is whatever has to happen would happen in about week or 10 days, and then things will eventually slowly go back, and everything's just going to be back to normal. Okay, so my with that, that is what the aviation prospect is. Boeing is having a tough time delivering the aircrafts. That is why Air India Express had to cancel their vacancy. The day Boeing commits that we will be able to give you aircrafts on time, you will see that Express is also going to induct back to back. Okay. So with Indigo, they have already inducted a lot of people. Last year, many a times you end up having a backlog of trainees. Okay, that your in-house LTCs, TRIs, Ds, they're not able to check out people as quickly. So Indigo's slowing down of training pace has got nothing to do with anything else. It is purely an internal thing. Okay. And after 1st of July, it is a very market generic thing that every airline, be it Akasa, be it Indigo, or be it Air India Group, Express, or proper Air India, everyone needs more pilots than what they were running their show with right now. And this is purely because of the FTTL. Okay. So this FTTL is something which has come out in a very good way for all of us. So do not let this opportunity go. Now, which aircraft you would want to go for your type rating? I think as of today, thankfully, because of the orders placed by Akasa and Express, 737 is also a pretty decent option. So 320 was always a cherry on the cake, there's no doubt. But however, 737 is also a very decent option. So whoever has finished his CPL and is probably looking at some of the other centers to go for type rating, I think both the aircrafts are equally good. And having said that, I'm just going to be sharing my screen and very quickly share with you our website, Airship Aviation Limited, and show you that how it is that we impart our training here. So we are basically not into conducting any physical classes as of today. We are heavily on the online mode. So we have live classes, online mode, with all the resources that can be used online, and then subsequently these classes automatically in the real time are recorded as well. So it gives you a lot of flexibility for those people who are working in the daytime, corporate jobs, 9 to 5 or wherever else, and are not able to attend the classes in the morning. It gives a lot of flexibility for those people to actually go back, log into the website, and review the recorded classes. Apart from that, we have our mock tests as well, tailor-made for A320 preparation, A320 CPL preparation, A320 airline preparation. So I'm just going to be sharing my website and I'm just going to make a quick run through. Okay. Okay. So can you see this,
Yes,
Yes,
Rakesh?
sir.
sir.
Is this visible? Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, guys. So, yeah, so just a quick run through. Uh, I know it says hi, Kush, but I'm definitely not Kush. So that's one of my team members. I had to log in through his detail. So when you log in with your email ID and the password, which would be which you're the one who's going to be making the password for yourself. This is the main homepage. All right. So here, if you go to my enrollments, so there were a few which I had enrolled for the sake of explaining it to you. So let's say A320 preparatory classes combo. Now, which preparatory classes are these? These are your airline specific A320 preparatory classes. So something what Indigo comes out with. So whenever they come out with a vacancy in which you are supposed to sit for a written examination, these are the classes. Okay. So now if Indigo has come out with a vacancy for A320 type rated only, so then naturally the written examination will include only the A320 questions. If the vacancies were open to CPL holders also, then naturally you won't be having 320 questions and you will have general CPL questions like air navigation, regulation, metrology. So that's why you see here two of these uh, different. So this is one package, A320 preparatory classes combo. So if you wish, you can have the combo, which means someone who is 320 type rated uh, can get thoroughly prepared he or she can attend the recorded classes for 320 as well and for CPL level stuff as well. So if you just go over here, as you can see on the right side, we have all these recorded classes. So whenever these classes were conducted, and like I said, the classes are then recorded. So they are available here. Introductory class, explanation about what are manuals. So let me try and play. I don't know if you'll be able to see and hear it because many a times while on the Zoom call, this thing doesn't work. So let me see. Okay, I think you can't see the visual. Uh, there's nothing wrong with the recording. It's just because on a parallel Zoom call, some sort of backend IT issue, IT bug, it doesn't play. Okay. Anyways, so I'm sure you got a point of what I'm trying to say. These are all record these are all recorded classes of all the chapters and the explanation of manuals. Now here, manuals. So just a very small thing. There is no such chapter called manuals in a A320 FCOM. For all those who are A320 type rated would know that. However, Air India back in 2022 and subsequently Indigo also started changing their examination pattern. And they started asking something as basic as what do you understand by a page, a particular page's header and footer? Okay. I mean, no one would ever expect. You would generally be asking, what do you mean by a particular system? Let's say a fuel system or a hydraulic system or a pressurization system or air conditioning system. But you would never expect that in an examination you will be asked, what does this sign mean or what does this arrow mean? But in Air India and Indigo, they both started asking these questions. So that's why we had a different class explaining just the manuals. What is the glossary? How do you understand the manual's marking? So this is that recording. Then ventilation, pressurization, all as per the ATA chapters, APU and hydraulics, door and fire, pneumatic. So this is for 320. These are all the recordings. Then subsequently, if you scroll down, you will see the study material. Now, study material is basically your PDF, uh, which, as you can see on the screen, so these are all nicely laid out. A lot of effort was, had gone into preparing these PDFs. Exactly the relevant part has been taken out from the FCOM with addition from our A320 experts. We have senior TRIs who are with us. They gave the inputs, and that is why instead of you going to your FCOMs, this PDF alone would suffice for your preparation towards the written examination. Okay. So here, quite user-friendly with all the color coding, as you can see. Similarly for aircraft general and for all the subsequent uh, chapters, ATA chapters. Okay. So very nicely, in a very concise way, and you not having to run around. So as you can see on your screen, all the ATA chapters are here. And in the end, FCOM. Okay. So basically the full FCOM uh, has been uploaded here. This is something which I think all you guys would also be having anyways. So similarly, this was for 320s. Somewhat similar is also for CPL. All right. So for CPL, as you can see, you can just quickly run through the topics on the right. Atmosphere, day-to-day physics, Earth in solar system and pressure, temperature, humidity, clouds, winds, tropical TRS, air masses and front ice secretion. So basic CPL stuff, which we have all studied. Now, again, this is not the proper CPL which you would have studied during your DGCA classes. In DGCA classes, it gets very extensive because those classes, they run for about 2 to 3 months, 5 hours daily with breaks. So again, this is not that extensive because it need not be that extensive. The CPL level entry examination, which Indigo and Air India conduct, uh, the one that you see on the screen is strictly as per the airline requirement. Okay, so you don't have to know that much. So that's why you don't see a lot of topics here. Only the ones which are of relevance are marked here. Okay, technical general classes, 7 lessons, air regulation, 11 lessons, general navigation, radio navigation. So this is what you will get to see here with us in Airship. Uh, Now, with every batch, it's not that you will enroll and you will have to go back and see these videos. These videos are already available, but every time there's a new batch which is going to be formed, there is going to be a new batch. Okay, there are going to be new live classes. There will be an instructor with you. You can ask questions. There is no issue. I mean, it's a very interactive session. I'm just trying to tell you that at the end of the session, those classes will always also be recorded. So someone who has enrolled and has missed a class on one particular day, you need not worry. It's not that you can't go back. You can always go back. The classes will be uploaded within 24 hours. You can go on the website, check out the stuff, increase the speed of the video at your pace. If you want to watch it at 1.5 times, 2 times, it's your choice. So that's the flexibility which you get over here. Okay, so that is all from my end. And with that, uh, I would like to tell you that we at Airship Aviation are starting our A320 airline preparation. Okay, not CPL. A320 airline preparation. Why? Because it's been quite a while that Air India or Indigo has come out with a vacancy. Second, 1st July, with the introduction of new DTL, airlines have no option. They have no option to hire more people. These things are cyclical. They may get slow down sometimes, but I think the slow part is already behind us. So you can pretty much assume the day this so-called war or these tensions between our Western neighbor and us, they subside, within a month, you can hear that Indigo Air India most likely will come out with a vacancy. So my only suggestion is, and keeping that in mind, we at Airship are pleased to announce that we'll be starting our A320 airline preparation batch on the 14th of May, which is after 5 days. And the CPL level airline preparation, the one which I showed you, would also be started the very next day, which is the 15th of May. So apart from this, the normal CPL and ATPL classes from a DGC exam perspective will also be started sometime during this month. If out of the 36 people who are there with us, if there are some candidates who have already cleared their CPL and also have cleared the airline selection with Indigo or Air India Express. Congratulations to whoever has done that, and are looking forward to now utilizing this time towards clearing their ATPL exams. So we are looking out for you as well. We would be having a batch starting sometime during this month. That date is still not announced. So if you are interested, please get in touch with our team. You have our email IDs, you have our numbers, and we'll be more than happy to reach out to you on this. So with that, I'm done explaining whatever I had to explain. And if there are any questions specific, I'll take about 5 questions and I'll leave that open to you. I would request you to please raise your hands if any questions. Yes, Lisandro.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I just have a couple of questions, and one of
Yeah,
them
good
is
afternoon.
regarding the Pratt and Whitney replacement, sir. Is there any update on those aircrafts?
Well, the Pratt and Whitney aircrafts are getting replaced in real time, and they have been getting replaced from the last 1.5 years. At what frequencies? This has now become too common a thing to be have an interest on. Uh, but there is no relation to Pratt and Whitney engines getting replaced with respect to Indigo's vacancies getting delayed. Okay, there is no bearing on it. Indigo has gone
Hmm.
ahead and placed more 320 orders with CFM engines. So the CFM engines
Hmm.
may, right from the earlier times, there was never a delay. CFM engines never had any production issue, never had any delivery issue. Are you getting my point? So today,
Hmm. Yes, sir.
the new aircraft, the new 320s which Indigo has ordered with Airbus are all CFM engines and they are having no issues. Whatever delivery delays, they are those standard delivery delays and they are for everyone. Like Air India is also having CFM engines also. So if Air India has been told by Airbus that please expect a delivery delay of 2 months, 3 months, the same 2 to 3 months delivery delay is applicable to Indigo as well. And the
Hmm.
question that you asked, what's happening with the P&W, Pratt and Whitney engines? They are getting replaced uh, in their own time. So they've got no bearing on Indigo slowing down the vacancies.
Hmm. Yes. And one more question, sir, regarding the conflict and Turkey being one of the supporters. Is there any possibility that the wet lease aircraft of Corendon Airlines can get called back, and that would result in Indigo replacing their aircraft with their own pilots and aircraft?
Well, quite likely. See, right now in a wartime, anything is possible.
Hmm.
Corendon are not deployed by Indigo. They are deployed by SpiceJet 737s. Indigo is using the Turkish Airlines 777s, two or three of them on wet lease to fly between Delhi to Istanbul, right?
Hmm.
So it's just 3 777s, ज़्यादा नहीं है। So 3 777,
Hmm.
and it's just a handful of pilots. Indigo is having more than 4 to 5 thousand of pilots. It's just a needle in a haystack. That if they let go of these 3 777s, there are so many. I mean, they've just got struck a deal with a. I don't know. Have you seen this Air Norse 787-9 with Indigo written?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Has
sir.
anyone seen, right? On So Indigo is a very smart player, yeah. Uh, it's just
Hmm.
3 777s, even if they were to replace it, which they may because of unfriendly relations and unfriendly actions of Turkey towards India in the current hostile times. I won't be surprised if they cancel this deal and you see that these 777s go back. But it's insignificant. The larger
Hmm.
things which are driving the market right now are the implementation of this FTTL. Understand? This is
Okay.
going to have a ripple effect daily for the foreseeable future. तीन जहाज नहीं
Hmm.
आए, they cancelled these 777, they'll go and purchase 3 777s from anywhere else. There are so many 777 inventories available on wet lease across the world. Okay, so that's not a big deal.
Yes, sir.
That's not going to have any effect.
Hmm.
Yes,
Okay,
Raghav.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, hi sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So basically, I'm a CPL holder, and recently in the month of Feb, I got my license, and I'm
Okay.
looking forward to get type rated in A320.
All
So the
right.
confusion which I'm facing is that whether to do the type rating from any type rating school in India or outside, and if in
Mm-hmm.
India, which school should be it is. I recently
Okay.
visited the FSTC, and they were
Mm-hmm.
charging about like 14 lakh. And I
Mm-hmm.
also visited CAE, so they
Mm-hmm.
were charging around 24 or 25. First of all, like why is the price difference is so much? And if I choose any type rating school, what specific things I should look forward before joining that type rating school?
Okay. So, Raghav, I think I'll start with the last question first. Before joining any typewriting school, what are the things should you be looking at it? And I think this question is pretty much for everyone else as well, whoever, because most of you are CPL holders, and there is no way that you can get a job in today's scenario with just being a CPL holder. Those times are gone. Okay, that era is gone. Right now, apart from CPL, you have to have a typewriting also. Now, be it 737 or be it 320. Unless you get into an airline as a cadet pilot, then it's a different thing altogether, right? If not, then type rating तो boss आपको आज के दिन में चाहिए है. It's a given thing. Now, like I said, 737 it has now slowly become a very lucrative offer as well. But 320
Mm,
still continues to be a lucrative option. So if you have decided Raga for 320, I think that's a fantastic decision. There's nothing wrong with it. What should you be doing with it? I've also done my CPL. I did it, many years back. So naturally, after learning Cessna, Piper Seneca, and then suddenly go and sit in a glass cockpit with so many bells and whistles, so many switches, different functions, different you know different systems. Something to it can get very overwhelming. So it is
mm,
important that you are thoroughly prepared, at least at a basic level. So in that context, apart from what I had showed you on our airship website, because you brought this out, so thanks. That reminds me, we also have a program running, and it has been a very successful program, which is the A320 pre-type rating program. Okay. So
oh,
in A320 pre-type rating, it's exactly for candidates like you, Raghav, who are currently deciding where to go. So tomorrow, where do you go is your call. I will give my advice on that. But before that, it is a short transition course for about 2 weeks, plus minus a few days, where the core ideology and the concept is to tell you the basics of 320 before you go and sit on the seat. At least you should know what is the SOP, what are the SOPs divided into which all phases. There is a pre-flight, there's a preliminary cockpit preparation, there is a cockpit preparation, then there is a after before taxi checklist and after takeoff checklist. And
mhm,
so if you go there in the simulators with some sort of elementary knowledge in your head, your typewriting course is going to be way much easier. I'm not saying it's going to be a
mhm,
cakewalk, No, you will have to study, you will have to read the manuals, you will have to know your memory actions, your limitations, but it gives you a great head start. All our candidates who had gone there previously, most of them went to GTA, either Indonesia or Spain. None of our candidates, I think, went to any of the any of the typewriting institutes in India. They all went out. But I think you should consider, please get in touch with our team regarding the pre-typewriting course of A320. It is definitely going to help you a lot. Now, coming to the point, which one, where should you go? I think from my own experience and from my circle, my network of people that I have been speaking, I think it is advisable that you step out of India. The reason to say that is not that the quality of A320 typewriting outside India is any better. I think they both are equally average to above average. Even in India, it's not great. Even in outside India, it is not great. So when
Okay.
the quality of training is almost the same, you still need some sort of yardstick to decide where to go. Okay, so you're like कि sir अगर quality same है तो फिर मैं कहाँ जाऊँ? Then it comes to the cost. Okay, because cost is
Yes.
also important. It's a lot of money. Your parents are paying a lot of money. So there is no point spending 24 lakhs in CAE because CAE may give you, uh, the quality of training probably, let's say, 5 to 10% better than FSTC or better than GTA. But then that 10% extra quality is not going to get you a job because you will have to still sit for a written exam, still go through a GD, still go through an adapt, and still sit in front of the interviewing panel. Okay,
Mm,
like in Indigo, there is no sim check. However,
mm,
in Air India, there is a sim check. So let's say you
okay.
have spent these 10 lakhs extra getting a typewriting at a CAE, and then eventually you go and get selected in Indigo. You'll be like, यार फायदा क्या हुआ? I mean, there is no sim check here, so where do I go and show my prowess that I know so well? So इसलिए
Mm,
don't get carried away by CAE or this humongous figures. Uh, you can consider outside because the quality is almost the same. The prices are almost the same as FSTC, plus or minus a lakh or 2 lakhs here and there. You will do it quicker outside. Here in FSTC or CA, it's gonna be a long drawn thing. You're gonna take some time. Outside, it'll be in a matter of tuck, 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 come back. Okay,
o-
because
o-
let's call a spade a spade. You need to have a type rating on your license for the sake of having a type rating. Okay, I cannot be more candid and open. I'm a very experienced guy in Indian aviation, and I know exactly what I'm saying. You just need to have a type rating for the sake of fulfilling that requirement that you are type rated. The actual learning you will only have when you join the organization. So when you join Air India or Akasa or Indigo, then only you will have the learning. Then only you will know more about 320, more about the emergency procedures, what is emergency descent, what is a dual hydraulic, what is a green plus blue, what are the challenges, what is a green plus yellow, why is your trim not working in a green plus yellow, man pitch trim, etc., etc. I mean, the guys who are 320 type rated know what I'm talking. So it is what a particular system means. You will only learn when you get into the organization. उससे पहले नहीं होएगा.
Okay.
So I think you
Got
can
it, sir.
consider
Thank you.
outside because it will happen sooner and it will cost you almost the same amount.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you so much.
Guys, just give me 30 seconds and I'll take the next question, Imanshu. 30 seconds. Yes, guys, I'm back. Imanshu?
No, sir.
Yeah, hi, Imanshu. Go ahead with your
Uh,
question, yeah.
sir, I am a 77 rated pilot and I got a couple of questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I did clear my Indigo and I went with my GD and PI. Unfortunately, I was not cleared in my PI, and
Okay.
Indigo has a policy of 6 months, 3 months to 6 months schooling period in which they
Mm-hmm.
call you again for the final PI round.
Mm-hmm.
So, would that be happening right now? Because it's been already more than 5 months, and I haven't received any mail regarding that. And so, my second question,
Unfortunately, Imanshu, that is not going to happen.
okay, sir. So, and
Okay.
my second question is that, sir, sir, I'm already 30, and right
Mm.
now, in Air India has mentioned on their website that the age limitation is 30 years old for
Okay.
training first officers for both A320s and 77. So should I
Mm.
wait for like any other vacancy, either from Indigo or Air India or any other airlines, or should I go for any charter or AFI training, sir?
Okay, Vanshu, so your first question that it's been more than 5 months already from the time you unfortunately could not clear the last leg of Indigo till today. It's been more than 5 months, right?
Yes,
I've
sir.
understood it right. So now this is something which is in nobody's control. You have no control over it, and you can't really ask Indigo to send you an email and etc. But unfortunately, the corporate world is a bit ruthless. They lack ethics largely. Okay, they are very revenue profit driven, and they really don't give too much of a consideration. कि अरे वो बेचारा हम ही ने कॉल नहीं किया ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. So I'm without keeping the emotions aside, if by default nothing comes out in the next few remaining days and the 6 months pass, then in all likelihood, Indigo is not going to extend this thing to you that you only have to sit for the last round again instead of going through all the rounds again. You may not get that benefit as and when
Okay.
tomorrow, whenever they come out with a vacancy. That is just pure unfortunate, but then that's how it is. Second is, yes, you're right. In Air India, the age limit is 30, unless you were previously or are currently an employee of Air India, or you are an employee's relative, husband, wife, son, and all that. In which case, you, I think, get an extension of until 38 years or 40 years. I'm not too sure. Uh, if that is not applicable to you, then I think you will have to start looking out for vacancies. Your third question, should you be looking for charters or corporates or AFIs? I would say get in wherever you can at this stage because of your age. Had you been 24, 25, I would have asked you to just prepare yourself. Don't worry. You have 2 years, 4 years, 5 years with you. Don't worry, you will get a job, because the market is such, vacancies will keep coming in. How many vacancies are you on a flunk? Eventually, you'll pass in 1 year. The many a times you're studying way too much, but the destiny is not supporting you. But right now, because you're at the cusp of turning 31 and you're already 30, so it is extremely important for you to get a job and get that counter running, that experience. So I would say that please go out, look for AFI jobs as well. In India, also, there are a lot of flying schools which have slowly started to come up in the last couple of years. So I'm quite sure you will get a break somewhere as an AFI. The advantage of at least joining a AFI is you keep your recency current. You don't have to keep spending the money out of your own pocket. You can keep your licenses current, you can keep your medical current, you can keep your PPC IR current. All these things can stay current. So definitely pick up a AFI job if you get it as a minimum. Having said that, also just an advice, there's no harm in reaching out to Indigo. So if you just want to write a HR, a very polite, gentle email to their HR wanting to know that this is what your status is, how would they be looking at your application? Just shoot off a normal polite email and wait for a response from their end.
Yes, sir. Initially, it was 3 months of cooling period, and after that, I did mail them. So now they said that the cooling period depends from 3 months to 6 months, and the final re-interview depends upon the requirement of the company.
Yeah, so exactly. So that's exactly what I said. No. So now if the requirement of the company is going to come after 3 months, unfortunately, there is nothing that you can do. You can't fight with them कि अरे यार आपका 6 महीने का था आप तो वेकेंसी लेकर ही 9 महीने के बाद आए हो. This is unfair to me. मतलब you can't say that because they will come out with the vacancies when they think it's the time for the vacancies to come out. और उस दौरान किसी के 6 महीने खत्म हो गए, किसी के 3 महीने हुए नहीं हुए. That's just something which is can't help it. तो आप यही है मेल कर सकते हो उनको and then just wait it out. That's all that I can say.
Okay, sir. Then one more last thing. So if
Hmm.
I am getting an option in charter with the single or multi-engine aircraft, which is in the light category. So should I go for that? Will the experience be counted in airlines or not?
Light category, the all of weight is less than 5,700.
Yes, sir.
No, it will not be.
So, sir, will it be beneficial to fly there or just wait for few more months?
See, it is going to be beneficial for you in terms of keeping your licenses current and your medical current. Your FRTOL, your PPC, IR, everything is going to be current. If you don't for that job either, and you keep waiting because of your age, you may be in a very precarious situation. So,
Yes.
what if Indigo tomorrow comes out with a vacancy and says, okay, in our case also the age limit is 30? Then you're not left with any option, right? So don't let go of whatever option that you have right now. This, this aircraft with all of weight of less than 5,700 will definitely come in handy for you to pick up a job in, let's say, Q400 in a SpiceJet or a ATR in Indigo, but not on a 320, not on a
Yes.
737. Because for a 320, 737, they want previous experience only, though only that experience will be counted, in which for those aircrafts which were above 5,700 kgs. But less than 5,700 kgs ka experience may be counted towards getting you onboarded on a ATR or a Q400. So it is still a better option than to have no option at all. That is how I'll put it up. So if you get that
Okay.
chance, you should definitely take it. Don't let it go.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yes. Thank
Aryan.
you so much.
All right.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Sir, my first question was same which Himanshu asked. Like, all, I also gave my Indigo interview in November 2024, and unfortunately, I was not able to clear that. And I also got a 3 month cool off period. Plus, then again, I got another 3 month cool off period. So that
Mm,
question to you answered. But I have another question, sir. I also
mm.
cleared my Air India Express written exam, and I was expecting to hear something from them. But now you told that their vacancy they have almost called off or they have cancelled that. So, sirs, as
Mm.
of now, should I not expect anything to hear from them, like for Air India Express?
Aryan, again, yeah, again, like I said, this is something which I have tried to find out from my reliable sources. The
Oh,
company is not saying that they have cancelled the batch, but many a times it is almost equivalent to a cancellation when they slow down the recruitment process this much. Like just say in your case,
okay.
it has happened, right? That after the
Yes, sir.
written examination, there has been nothing at all, and it's been what? We are almost mid of May, and the written examination
Yeah.
happened in when January, if I'm not wrong.
Feb, 9 Feb.
9th Feb, yeah. So it's been what, more than 3 months, 3 months, 4 months. This is too much a time, too much of a time. What they will
Yes,
do
sir.
is they will come up eventually with another vacancies at some time, and they will entertain you along with that batch. Now that may happen 1 month later, that may happen 6 months later, can't say. So
Sir, do I need, sorry, sir, to cut you off. Sir, do I need to
mm,
give the written exam again or will I be like exempted of
that is
giving?
something that no, that is something that I will not be able to comment here. Uh, from my limited knowledge, I don't think you will have to give your written exam again, especially when you have
Okay.
received the congratulatory confirmation email from the airline itself. Okay.
Yes,
After
yes,
your
sir.
congratulatory email, did they ever reach out to you saying that these vacancies have been called off?
No, nothing, sir, nothing. Just I got that mail only, congratulatory mail,
So I
nothing else.
think so I think then you need not worry. You need not worry. They will directly start your subsequent selection from the next stage itself. But unfortunately, uh, that selection may take some time because the way what it's appearing from the outside is they have, for all practical purposes, that is why they have made the selection process so dead. कि फेब में डे आपका वो आया था, रिटर्न एग्जाम आया था, फेब के बाद कुछ आया ही नहीं. वो इसलिए नहीं
Yes,
आया because maybe they have got a change of plan. They would have realized here we don't really need pilots so many right now. Maybe we'll try and hire them after 6 months. So that's why yeah, I think you just need to wait. What's your age?
sir, I'm 22 now.
Yeah, so you relax, yeah. You
Okay,
relax. You just sit at home, but then don't waste time. At the same
okay.
time, keep reading. I know many a times it gets monotonous, but आप इतने इसको पढ़ते रहो अपना. You know,
Yes, sir. Okay, okay.
keep revising your things, keep checking out the markets, and keep applying for vacancies. Let's say during this time, if Indigo comes up in the next month or 2 months, by all means, please go ahead, enroll yourself in our classes or wherever,
No, sir,
and
I'm already a part of airship aviation. Like I've
yeah. So
taken all my
please,
classes right from Indigo. I have taken my classes from here only.
acha. Okay, so you can please go ahead and keep revising your stuff, keep studying once in a while, and don't worry about anything else. You'll be
Sir,
with your age, which age on your side, you don't have to worry.
sir, I had another doubt. Like whenever Indigo comes with another vacancy, then will I have to give all the rounds again, or will I be directly allowed to give the PI only? Like
Well, whenever the new vacancies come up, it is you should be writing it to them that dear team, this was my last status. So may I
okay,
request you to kindly consider my application from the second stage onwards, and then wait for the response.
okay, okay.
So these things are
Yeah.
very dynamic. These companies have absolute right to change their policy overnight, and there is nothing that you and me can do about it. We can
Yes, sir.
only kind of feel anxious and feel angry over it, but वो angry anxious होने से क्या हो जाएगा? If they have said this is the rule, this
Yes,
is
sir.
the rule. है ना? So keep your tempers under control, keep your sanity under control, and go with the flow.
Okay.
All right. So
And
last
sir,
question.
should I,
Yeah.
sir, I just had a small doubt, sir. Sir, I should wait for now, or should I go for any subsequent aircraft type rating? Means my family was asking me, if you want to go, you can go for some type rating, or you if you want to wait, you can wait. So I just wanted a suggestion from you. Should I go or
I
should
think
I wait?
just wait it out for a few months. Wait for Indigo or Express to tell you some sort of closure to your current status. Maybe a
Okay.
couple of months you can still wait it out, and
Okay.
then probably think of it. Think of taking a call.
Okay, sir. Surely. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Last question, Mohammed Shaki.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Just like others, I had cleared my interview as well, and I'm
Where
320 rated.
in
Oh, yes,
Indigo?
with Indigo. With Indigo.
Okay. Hmm.
Uh, I haven't cleared my Indigo interview, and they sent out an email saying that we'll have a re-interview after 3 months or so. And we did get dates for the re-interview, but then
Okay.
after a week, they were cancelled. They were called off and asked us to wait for further instruction. And then we
So
haven't
yours is
received
also
anything.
almost the same situation as the previous two boys, right?
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
I mean, we
So
did get dates, but they were cancelled.
yeah, so it's the same answer for you as well, Mohammed. You just have to wait, yeah. कोई option नहीं है. Or what you can do is maybe after 2 months, if your 2 to 3 months have passed from the last email which you received, maybe you can just send them a reminder email, polite reminder email. Ki, dear sir, I just wanted to know that what is the current status? When can we expect subsequent interview? When can we expect the second interview? आप ऐसा मेल करके डाल दो because it's important that you register your communication with them. उनके पास बहुत लोग होते हैं जो आते हैं अप्लाई करते हैं बट इट्स important that you register your communication with them. एंड बाकी तो उन्होंने जो करना है यार जो इन लोगों को मैंने बोला सेम थिंग इज एप्लीकेबल टू यू. इफ दे कैंसिल योर लास्ट selection altogether, there is nothing that you can do about it. Again, if you have age on your side, what is your age?
Around 25.
25, so you also don't have to worry. Yeah? Just keep waiting. See, guys, except I guess Himanshu, who was a bit tight on his age, everyone else just relax. The amount of aircrafts, that is exactly जो मैंने शुरुआत में बताया था, that was the whole intent. The amount of aircrafts that all these airlines have ordered are so much that you will have continuous vacancies coming up. These are just intervening lull periods. Deal with it. थोड़ा सा patient हो जाओ, 2-4 महीने enjoy करो. कुछ नहीं भी आया, it's okay. Because when it starts coming, they'll all be coming back to back. So it is just a matter of few months. So don't get too anxious and worried. I understand it's a lot of money, but you have to keep your cool. So right now, let's say if will Indigo call you or not call you is something that I cannot say because that's a company's policy. So you will have to wait it out, write them in email and just wait. 2-3 months wait kar, there should be something happening.